So, as promised, we're going to make snowballs today. So it's like a Scottish cake. I've only ever associated it with Scotland, probably because of the weather and snowballs and what have you. But somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I'm only making these for 4 today. So the quantities I've got here are obviously quite small. If you want to just double them up, or I can just very quickly run through. So it's 150 grams of self-raising for 4, or 300 for 8. 60 grams of just butter or spread, or 120, and again 60 caster sugar, or 120, or 1 egg or 2 eggs. So that's you can decide whether you want to make 4 full snowballs or 8. So just very quickly, we're just going to mix the flour and the butter almost to sort of a breadcrumby consistency. So just give me a second, it might be a bit messy. Now you're just wanting to make sure the butter's been mixed through. Oh, Kenny, don't worry if you've gone a bit out of focus, it's not really, it's just the flour. 60 grams of caster sugar in amongst it, and 1 egg, or 2, depending how many you're making. Again, just mix them in together. Now this will go into a dough. Just stop once you feel it coming together. I'll say that again, just stop once you feel it coming together. Now, come off. Just keep a little bit of flour handy, just for your hands, in case you need it, because it might just feel a little bit sticky. My tin's just about finished there, empty. Just draw it all down. And onto a board, just for cutting. And like I say, if you feel it ever so slightly sticky, just add a wee bit of flour to your hands. See, I've got my leeks just about ready to go in the garden. We didn't do a follow-up of the gardening one, I'm afraid, because one thing or another I ended up being off the island, and I'm afraid my carrots and things, my carrots and sprouts perished. But the leeks seem to be very hardy, so if you're not very good in the garden, I'd advise you to start with leeks, because they seem to be quite hardy and have survived the abandonment of me. Cutting it into 8 as near equal as possible. I'm being very careful with knives this week. I've had 2 accidents already this week, honestly. Right, you're just wanting these into little balls on a piece of baking parchment paper on a tray. Now these will just go into the oven for 15 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade, which is 350 gas mark 4. Now, did I just say 15 minutes? I can't remember if I just said 15 minutes. Don't worry when the 15 minutes is all they'll take in the centre of the oven, and don't worry if when you take them out they look peely-wally, because they don't seem to want to go brown. Oh, that's a wee one. Gosh, I hope I've got another wee one, or they'll be uneven in the finish. I'll be getting points docked by Prue Leaf. They always say even things, mine are never even, but never mind. Who needs perfection when you've got taste? That's my philosophy anyway. Well, that's a big one. But do you know what, I might be just take a wee dot off that and pop you on there. Right, so that's us. Just got your 8 balls, which will obviously make 4 complete snowballs. Just give them a bit of a spacing, because they will spread out a little. And then pop them into the oven, like I say, for 15 minutes. And we'll just come back and do that in a second. I'll just wash up my hands. So see you in a wee while. Bye. Okay, 15 minutes. And I'll just pop them out the oven. I suppose you pop them out, you pop them in, don't you? These ones actually have garnered a little bit of colour. like I say, don't worry if they don't, because you're not going to see these anyway. And don't again worry if they've cracked slightly. That's perfectly normal, and you're going to fill them with ice and sugar and coconut. Anyway, we're just out onto a cooling rack, and then just leave alone. Don't be tempted to be eating them hot. They're not nearly finished yet. Although the speed that you can make them at, I suppose you just pop another 8 into the oven. So we'll just leave these alone, let them cool, and we'll come back and finish them off in a little while. So once again, see, I did have a wee one. I was going to just say once again, see you later, but I'll just need to try and pair them up reasonably well. Anyway, come back again in a minute. See you. Okay, so we're just going to combine them all now. So all I've got here is some ice and sugar, just 100 grams. Now I'm just starting with 100 grams because, I mean, you know, you can add to it, you can make up more. There's no point in wasting too much. Now again, just start like 1 or 2 dessert spoons at a time. You're not wanting to over water it, but you're needing this to be quite a thin icing sugar. We'll just work it in a bit, because this isn't really, you know, you're not icing them as such. This is just to give a coating for the coconut to stick to. I should probably have used a bit of a bigger knife here. Right. I don't know how people don't make things messy. I'm so to make everything so messy, but never mind. You'll get the idea. Oops, here we go again. Somebody will be saying, oh, you should have used a bigger bowl. Could be right. And then it's because I'm trying to do it fast. That's the problem here. Now that's just ever so slightly thick still. So just a touch more water, really just a little. I'm just wanting it to be really quite loose. Get the rest of this in. Oops. There we go again. Now I'll just do a couple here. There's no point me doing them all, but you'll get the idea. Right. So as it's running, nice and thin. Okay. And then all we've got here is just a little bit of strawberry jam, which I've just put a dessert spoon in and just given it a good old mix up just to batten down any of the actual strawberries. You don't want big lumps in this. And then just some desiccated coconut. So the way I like to do it is jam on first. Now you'll jam both sides just so as they stick together. So jam on first. Now it is a bit messy. I shall try and refrain from licking my fingers. Straight into the ice and sugar. Just swirl it right round. Try and get it right to the edges. Let it drip. Now it should just run off quite quickly. And then into the coconut. How simple is this? It's great, get the kids involved. They never mind getting their fingers messy. I don't know why you suddenly stop liking things messy as you get older. Into a waiting little case. These will just harden in their case. Should I say, try and actually marry them up reasonably well so they're similar sizes. Maybe pay more attention in the cutting out than I did earlier. But we'll just repeat the process. Another one here. And as always, these recipes will go up in the Orkney News midnight tonight. So that's the orkneynews.scot if you need to cross-reference anything. Find us on the Orkney News YouTube channel. And give us a subscription if you like. Leave some feedback. Let us know how you get on. I love getting pictures back. I had somebody else last week did my truffles. So let me know how she had got on. So I was delighted to get feedback from that. So if you feel like posting me some photos, it's just Helen Armit on Twitter. You'll find me there. Or straight to, it's at News Orkney. And we shall just stop with this one. Pop them together. And there you have your homemade snowballs. Is it going to sit for me? Oh, there you go. Just let them harden slightly, and come back and enjoy in about half an hour's time. So like I say, let me know how you get on. Hope you give it a try. Thanks for watching. Bye!